Well, hello, Operation Sports. Today we are unveiling the big one, the big kahuna, the big Stevie. This one is a 20-foot tall award. It puts any Oscar trophy to shame, although it is a virtual trophy and not quite real, but we won't worry about that. It is the Sports Game of the Year 2016 edition. The Operation Sports readers voted over the course of several days, and they have chosen their winner. My name is Chris Sanner. I am the editor at Operation Sports. Joining me is Millennium, Mr. Operation Sports Forums, the administrator. How are you doing, sir?
Wait, it's a virtual award?
I wish we could send a 20-foot trophy to the
Wait,
winner
but
because it would be
that
fun.
that doesn't make any sense. What did Steve have me carrying in the other day?
We don't want to talk about the things Steve has all of us do because they never make sense.
Oh, it's terrible. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, I know. It just don't question anything because we got 4 games to count down here, and the winner may be interesting to some people. So let's go for this. We're gonna go 4-1 as we've been doing all week. We're going to count down from the lowest to the first, and I'll reveal the percentages. Myself and Chris will talk, and we'll have a good time. So, anyways, let's start. Number 4, Pez 17 at 6.69% of the vote. Number 3, Madden NFL 17, 14.38% of the vote. Number 2, NBA 2K17, which got 25.08% of the vote. And number 1, in the Operation Sports Reader Sports Game of the Year, MLB The Show 16 at 29.77% of the vote. Mr. Chris, what do you think about this one?
I think that MLB The Show 16 is going to be a surprise for some, but not for me because gameplay is king, and obviously MLB The Show won our best gameplay. MLB The Show has an above average to good franchise mode, which we talked about previously. They have redone their entire Dynasty in 2 years to, as again, we've stated before, being one of the best card collecting modes there is. So when you put all of those together, the only thing missing from MLB The Show right now is online franchise. That being said, NBA 2K17, I think, has taken, I won't say a step back, but I don't think they've taken the large step forward we're used to with them. I love their franchise mode. I love that you can start at any time. I love the depth of the game. But there are a lot of people that when you start up the game and go to play, there are issues with, fast break defense. There are issues with missing assignments. I think there are more frustrations with NBA 2K17 than there were in the past. Again, I think a tutorial mode would fix that. I think a proper tutorial mode in NBA 2K17, and I think NBA 2K17 wins Sports Game of the Year. And that's a huge jump for me to say that, but I think if people understood the game a little better, I think that they would have more fun with it. Madden being there with their gameplay updates, again, Madden is the best football that I've played in over a decade, without question. I just think it's missing that it factor right now. We've talked about that in previous. We want that any given Sunday feel, to where right now we have that every Sunday feel. We want that to differentiate itself at some point. And I think it's on the right track. I think it's just a couple of missed steps away from that. And let's talk about the big one here. Pez getting 4th place over a lot of sports games, including its main competition, FIFA. We talked about during the best gameplay, which you can find on our channel. Pez is a groundswell of people telling other people how good the gameplay is. That's why Pez is on this. That's why they're number 4 and FIFA isn't. FIFA's got to get back on the pitch. They've done everything perfectly off the pitch. They got to get back on the pitch to beat out Pez next year. But until then, Pez is the soccer king.
We had a pair of articles recently about why option files are better than licenses and why licenses are better than option files. It seems OSers have said option files are just fine. Just give me the gameplay. That's what they said about PES.
Well, and for me, I would rather see the licenses. Like for me, there's a sense of immersion that you lose without the licenses. But that being said, this vote shows, like you said, gameplay is much more important than those licenses. And I don't think it's just the option file. I think the gameplay of PEZ is, it looks like with our voters, is that much further by FIFA.
Well, speaking of gameplay, MLB The Show 16 won Best Gameplay. Here it is winning Sports Game of the Year. NBA 2K17 wins Presentation. They win Best Franchise GM Mode. They win Best Solo Career Mode. But yet, when it comes to Sports Game of the Year, the game which won Best Gameplay is at the top. And I will say it's well-deserved, too, because MLB The Show 16, a fantastic game.
Agreed. And this is the first year, and I'm a baseball guy. This is the first year that into January I'm still playing MLB The Show, where I haven't been completely blinded by NBA 2K16 last year or Madden NFL 16 last year. MLB The Show is, again, a lot of that is some Diamond Dynasty content. They're doing things that other games were doing in terms of giving content for its full cycle, but they are keeping users now because of that. And as I said, gameplay is king. If you can recreate the sport that you see on the TV on a video game console, you will grab users. Card collecting is great. Card collecting is a great digital revenue. But you better be able to do a season mode or a franchise mode that recreates real life, because that's where you're going to hold on to users for a 12-month cycle.
Another interesting entrance on this list was Madden at 3. It wasn't so long ago that the hate for Madden, the groundswell of anti-Madden sentiment, was so strong that you couldn't even imagine this game in the top 3 of the Sports Game of the Year amongst OS readers. Here it is, though, setting there. Now, it's a distant third from NBA 2K17 and MLB The Show, but it's still quite a ways ahead of the rest of the pack. Is Madden truly better in that way than PES or FIFA or NHL, or is this something else going on here?
No, I think Madden they've done enough updates on the gameplay on the field. Yes, they still have some issues. They have the deep zones still need to be updated, things like that. But on gameplay, this is still the best gameplay in terms of NFL football that we have seen in the history of history of football games. You can put them back to any game in the history of football games, and it will still beat it. So I think that swell of people that are anti-Madden no matter what is smaller than ever, because this Madden development team specifically has won that many people over.
I agree. When it comes to doing PR work and such, the Madden guys have done just a fantastic job just being there and talking about the game and such. One final point, I guess, on the Sports Game of the Year this year, NBA 2K17 or NBA 2K has really dominated this award the last several years. So to see it not at the top is a very interesting thing to me. Definitely interesting that OSers have went another way this year. So with that said, with MLB The Show 16 winning this year's award, I want to say congratulations to Sony, to all you guys down in San Diego making this game. Well deserved. Honestly, I enjoyed this year's game a little too much. I think I simmed a lot, but I played like 3 or 4 seasons in franchise mode, which was the most I've ever done with the show. So great job to the MLB The Show team. Congratulations on winning the Reader's Choice Sports Game of the Year. And for Chris, this was the 2016 Sports Game of the Year Awards. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.